The video itself was one of the clips. This was with the vegan interview. I was basically telling him there's 3 ways animals die in the wild. Well, he tried to say old age, and I was like, no. Animals don't die of old age in the wild. He goes, what about grizzly bears? Because that's like their go-to point, or polar bears. They're not being ripped apart by predators. It's like, well, have you ever watched those polar bear videos where they die of starvation, and that's what they die of? It's like they're not dying of old age. Once they can't effectively hunt, they'll have a long, slow starvation death, or they'll get a disease, or they will be ripped apart by another predator. Yeah. Those are the 3 options. Like, nothing dies of old age. Because if you transport it, and the proof of that, you need proof, small-minded people? Well, I'll give it to you. Here it is. Ready? You would take that polar bear, transfer him to a zoo, give him food every day, and that thing will live another 10 or 15 years. Mm-hmm. That's old age. And he'll go until his heart just stops. Yeah. But that's not the case.
It doesn't exist.
Right. Except in the zoo or pet setting. Like, Enu been dead 3 years ago, our dog. Yeah. But anyhow.
Wouldn't have survived the hurricane.
So that was what the video was about. So I was saying, isn't it more humane that I shoot a deer through the heart and it dies pretty much instantly, and he doesn't have to go through one of those 3 options, and then I utilize the meat, nothing goes to waste? Isn't that better? Yeah. And his response, because he wouldn't answer the question, which makes this next bit even funnier, he avoids my question and says, well, I think that God would tell you to mind your own business and let the predators do it. And I go, no, God told us to pick up our quiver and arrow and hunt. And that's what was kind of funny about the whole bit, is his angle was avoiding my question. So then this other guy jumps in, and he goes, hypothetical scenario to me.
This is so funny.
If humans figure out how to grow actual meat, chicken meat, fish flesh, steak, pork, venison.
Why did he differentiate fish flesh? Why?
They always give like this weird negative connotation to any form.
Yeah,
of
like
meat.
like they
it's
say
like how
like
they say birthing person, but
or
it's
like,
that version
funny
of
because fish is usually the one they care about the least.
Vegans are no animal.
Yeah, well, I know, but even then, vegan
they'll
fish
kick a
usually
fish
gets,
normally. No, just get
fish is like like History Channel. We can't have an animal suffering in a certain thing, but fish. Well, why didn't you show cleaning the fish? It's like you said we couldn't.
Yeah, and now you're saying. So he said, hypothetical scenario: if humans figure out how to grow actual meat, chicken, fish, flesh, steak, pork, venison, etc., without having to kill the animals to get it, would you still kill animals? By the way, I'm not vegan, vegetarian. And I said, yes, I still would, because scientific data over the last 20 years has shown how awful manufactured food is for us.
You answered the question too, right there.
Right, that is. I said, yes, I would, and here's why. Yeah. And then I said, I eat natural and organic. My body knows what to do with venison, fruits, and vegetables. That's why I'm in the shape I am. Because what his proposal is if humans figure out how to grow actual meat, which they're trying to do right now, like they're making fake meat, would you still hunt? And I said, yes, because I don't want manufactured meat, because we don't know what that looks like in 10 years from now, 20 years from now. What does that do to your body? What new cancer did you get? What was in the vaccine? What was this? What was that? I still would hunt. So I answered it pretty clearly, and he said, you're avoiding my hypothetical. The flesh is my hypothetical, is exactly what you get from an animal. Would you still kill animals? And I said, I am saying I would still hunt because I wouldn't trust man-made meat. Pretty easy to understand.
Have you ever seen one zombie movie?
He goes, it's exactly the same. Man just made it. I know. I won't eat it because man-made. I don't want to eat man-made meat. He said, again, you're avoiding the hypothetical. It's irrelevant if it's
avoiding my make-believe.
If the hypothetical is possible. Would you still kill animals if you didn't need them for food anymore? Well, I said, that's technically a new question. You okay, you okay, man? Because now you're asking, would you, because that's like a trick, right? He says the one ridiculous thing, tries to get you hooked, so then he tries the second ridiculous thing of like, oh, if you didn't need meat to survive, would you still eat it? And now I'm going to say, no, I wouldn't. And then you're going to say, oh, well, you could survive now. You don't need meat. So then we're in the same thing.
Oh, you're right. That is
but they're
what's
not
happening.
vegan.
So I said, that's technically a new question. Are you okay? And he said, avoiding once again, go back to the technically original question and answer it since you're a coward. And I said, I did answer it. I said I would still hunt and had a reason why. Now I just keep messing with you so the engagement goes up and I make more money off of the video. Stay blessed with a meat emoji. And he said, it's fairly interesting how you will stop at nothing in all caps to avoid answering his simple as F question.
Make believe.
And you're pretending and trying to blame him for being difficult. Stop that. Either ignore him or respond.
Did.
Do what I say. Do what I say.
And I said, not only did I answer, I said what my answer was. You're just upset because you didn't get your way, and now you're crying for a new answer. I would still hunt because I don't want to eat man-made meat. He's the one that said it was man-made. Grow up. And he said, didn't get my way? Bro, I have no opinions that go against yours. I completely agree with what you've said so far, so I'm being entirely unbiased. It's just that you tried every trick to avoid giving an answer, and the answer you did give was not direct to what he was asking. So,
Yes, it was.
so I was just pointing out the trickery, LOL. So I put in all caps, I would hunt for my own meat even if a lab found a way to make fake meat that was exactly the same. I go, now can your tiny brain handle what I'm saying? And he said, it wouldn't be fake meat. Once again, stop changing my scenario so you can avoid answering my actual scenario. And then he came up with a new one. He said, hey, have you ever heard of stone crabs? They regrow their claws, so harvesting their claws doesn't kill them. If all animals you enjoy eating were to evolve this capability, and they would no longer have to die for you to eat them, would you still can't kill animals? And I said, under that well-thought-out scenario, no, I would not. Thank you for finally saying something that makes sense, man. And I have proof. We've actually done that with stone crabs before. And he said, wow, yeah, you finally grew a pair and answered. Good for you. And I said, thanks, bro. You're next, and put a nuts emoji.
I like that guy's argument. And then halfway
Need
through,
help,
he's
Brian?
like, by the way, I'm not a vegan or vegetarian. By the way, I don't practice what I preach. Now answer my question.
Just give me